Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about our journey from Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra to Calicut, Kerala, and I shall walk you through all the preparations that we did. Also, we'll let you know the passes that we applied for, and we'll talk about on a whole how the journey was for us. So let's get started. As you could see, the roads were pretty empty, almost empty, with minimal traffic. And we initially took a national highway till Davanagere, and thereon we switched over to the state highway in Karnataka until Bandipur. We started around 7 p.m. On the 24th of July, and we reached Calicut the next day evening, 7 p.m. So it was quite a long and a pretty continuous journey, though we took multiple breaks in between. After leaving from Navi Mumbai, the first check post that we faced was right after ending the Pune city, and thereafter I think Satara, and next was Kolhapur. In all these places, the cops were very cooperative, and they just simply asked us for the pass that we had, and we just had the Kerala pass that we applied on the website of Kerala government, the Covid Jagrata. While entering Karnataka, we showed them our Kerala pass, although we had applied for the transit pass on Seva Sindhu, but nobody inquired about it, and while we had applied also, they did not revert back to us regarding it. So that was about our entry into Karnataka. So after entering Karnataka from Maharashtra, we were asked for certain details like the number of passengers accompanying the driver, and the number of vehicle, which they recorded into their record books as well as into their computers. On a whole, it was a very smooth journey throughout Karnataka without any further checkposts. We took the national highway until, as I said, till Davanagere, and then from there we took the state highway towards Mysore, and then finally reached Bandipur. One thing that was a bit upsetting was that people in Karnataka were not very cooperative when they saw our Maharashtra registered vehicle, and also at one place at a petrol pump we were refused in a very awkward way they refused us to give us fuel. A good thing was throughout our journey we had contactless drive through the toll gates because we had the fast tag on our vehicle. Also at the petrol pumps the payments were contactless mode, so that was a pretty good thing and we felt pretty safe while doing all this. We took multiple breaks, so for around 15 to 20 minutes because we were doing this journey with my two kids, who one is 8-year-old and the other is 6 years old, and also my father who's 70 plus. We finally reached Kerala checkpost, that is at Muthanga, and our entry point was around 2 o'clock. We were supposed to reach there by 4, that was the time given to us, but we reached pretty sooner than that. As soon as we entered the checkpost, they asked us for the pass that we had applied for on the Covid Jagrata website, and then from there on they asked us to move towards the felicitation and the screening center at the Muthanga checkpost. The people at checkpost, the cops and the healthcare workers were absolutely kind and they were so considerate, and they were following all the norms that have been prescribed by the government, including the social distancing as well as sanitizing prior to our screening. And also they made us feel like we were in our homeland. It didn't feel as though we are coming from a highly infected place, or the way we were treated in some certain places in a very different way. So we felt very welcomed. Also everything was very well organized and well conducted and monitored, which is such a huge commendable thing, because there are a lot of people pouring in from other states into Kerala. So they are keeping a very good watch on everyone who enters, and we noticed that a lot of people who did not have the pass were being asked to stop and were not allowed to get inside. So there were some checkpoints where they were not allowed to get inside the state. And a great thing was that I was very worried about my children and my father getting down the vehicle for the screening, because obviously there are other people following us, and it was so nice that they didn't have to step out of their vehicles at all. And they were screened by the healthcare workers with utmost precaution and care right from outside the vehicle with the help of a temperature detector, and that too from a distance, and that was pretty awesome. We finished all the formalities in about half an hour or so. But we had to wait after that for around 2 hours, because lately the thing is that a convoy has to escort you out of that particular checkpost, and so we were waiting in the queue with all the other passengers from other states for the convoy to escort us. So that took us kind of a little while, around 2 hours, but that was kind of okay. I wish that wouldn't have happened really, because when you're traveling from a far distance place like Maharashtra, you're already so tired, and we really didn't take an option of staying in hotels throughout the journey, or even stopping for that matter, which I wouldn't suggest really, but for us it was a must that we take a direct journey since kids are there and my father accompanied us. Um, on a whole, it was a pleasant journey, but I would really suggest someone to embark this whole thing only if it is an absolute must. I wouldn't really tell anyone to just walk out and drive through 1200 to 1300 kilometers continuous, because it can be very tiring, and you have to have a lot of preparations, like your food and water supply has to be enough so that you don't have to buy anything from outside at this point. Also on the highways, you are not getting quite a lot of things, though outside Pune we could see quite a few stalls available for water and tea, but we did not stop at those points at all, which we would have done. So I hope this video helps you to take the right decision if you are planning to embark this journey and take up this whole course of coming from Mumbai to Kerala. On a whole, the journey is going to be smooth enough. Everyone is going to be very cooperative, but make sure you have all the passes and all the supplies with you, and also be prepared for a little bumpy ride in between where the roads are under construction. Thank you for watching.